everyone for hanging in there. We're just about done. We're right on schedule. It's kind of amazing. Can you, can somebody tell me whether we can see that since I had this problem earlier with slides?
I can see one slide.
Okay, so I just have a few slides we didn't get to show this morning because we had a little bit of a glitch, which we still don't understand because the slides were advancing on my end, but obviously not for some of the participants. So not to go through it in great detail, but I wanted to show these pictures of our team, the New Mexico Beekeepers Association Board. Bob Renaud, again, our vice president, Kathy Grassel, our secretary, and Anita Amstutz, Allison Moore, and Frank Gibbons, without whom this conference would not have taken place. So I definitely wanted to show appreciation for that. Again, a reminder that we have a few more hours on the silent auction. It's been great. We've got quite a few items, quite a few bids. We've already raised over $3,000. So it's been a huge success, largely due to the generosity of our donors. And just, let's see, I have just one last slide. And of course, when I finish, we can open it up for as long as people want to stay and ask questions of us. I just want to remind folks that all participants will receive a quick little survey from Zoom. And please, if you can, take a moment to tell us, what did you like and what did you not like? Because believe it or not, in a few weeks, we'll already start planning our summer conference and thinking that it might be virtual. We also have the idea that we may offer a periodic single speaker, maybe a nighttime mini conference to all of our members. Just invite a speaker in to get us together to talk about what's happening in our hives. Those of you that signed up, you probably noticed a big improvement, an update, a major update to our website went live beginning of January, and we must give a special thanks to Bob Renaud. It would not have happened without him. We did use a private contractor. We did spend money on it, but without Bob's vigilance, we would have basically had an unusable mess. And he's worked very, very hard to stay on top of the contractors. And we're very proud of the website that we do have. We also, as New Mexico beekeepers know, we have a 2-year certified beekeepers course. Last year, of course, that was sidelined because of COVID. But in addition to the New Mexico board, the certified beekeeper organizers have been working very hard to transition that course into basically a hybrid. So many of the courses will be given online. In fact, most of the classroom work will be given online, but the plan is to find a way to get small groups. As you know, the beekeepers course involves a lot of hands-on work with both Top Bar hives and Langstroth hives down near in Bernalillo. And so we want to be able to do that. And with small groups, we think we can go ahead with that. Okay, so this was our big winter conference. A lot of times in-person conference, we keep people around to try to talk about some of the business elements of running New Mexico beekeepers. But we decided rather than doing that today, we would schedule it for in a few weeks. That would be the 18th, which I believe is a week from next Thursday. So we'll talk about finances. We're doing quite well, but a very important part of the business meeting is we're going to be electing new board members. And so we have this natural rotation where a few members will be rolling off and we'll be bringing some new blood and some new ideas into the board. And one last note, for those of you, I know we have many beekeepers here from Albuquerque and the Albuquerque area. And so one of our proudest local bee groups is known as Albuquerque Beaks. And it turns out that some of the leadership there has stepped down because of other commitments. And we're currently looking for 1 or 2 members to take over leadership. And so I would just say that during these times of COVID, meeting on a regular basis is not that difficult. Having a Zoom meeting, getting beekeepers together, bringing in a local speaker, talking about information that might be useful to some beginning beekeepers is a really fun thing to do to get us together. So we'll be looking for any suggestions of folks that might have some time and some abilities to provide some leadership. So let's see, with that, we're done with the formal part of the show, and we still have quite a few people online. So if this were a regular Zoom meeting, we would just invite you all to turn your cameras on, but I don't believe we can do that. So if you guys have any questions, or if the other board members want to share their video for a few minutes, to answer any questions. Interesting, Eric Smith asked the question about the poll results. He was in, let's see, I'll share the results here. Okay, I'm actually kind of surprised, but this does tell us a lot. I mean, we focus this presentation, this conference, on New Mexico beekeepers because we're a New Mexico beekeeping organization. We have some folks, we know we have a group of students from Colorado. We're very excited to have our neighboring students here. And interestingly, you know, we invited people from Texas. So maybe they just didn't respond to the poll. You can see we didn't get 130 or 140 responses, but you can clearly see that the largest majority of our attendees today were from New Mexico. We only had very few from outside of New Mexico. It's not like we spent money trying to lure folks in, but we did use the power of Facebook because there were so many Facebook beekeeping groups. We did share the fact that we were having this conference. So it looks like maybe Kathy wants to, you want to share?
I actually just got a request to come in, so I'm looking at questions and comments in the chat. Teresa wants to know how to participate in bidding. So, and she's only one of several who have asked me that question, how to get into the auction. So,
okay,
what I told Sarah when she asked was to go to the website nmbeekeepers.org, and about halfway down there are like 3 tabs, and the third one is the auction, and then you would want to enter your email or something like that that allows you to participate, to bid on the items. So is there an easier way, Steve, for
I'm
people
going to
to
post the let's see, I have the website right here. So you might be able to click right in the chat box.
Okay. So Teresa, try that. If that doesn't work in the chat box, then I guess you'll have to go to the website and click on the tab there.
Probably the easiest way would be go to the website. I've taken out the link to register. So the only link that's there is for the one to the auction.
Oh, I wish I'd known that before I gave people all these detailed instructions.
It's fine. I think the link in the chat should work.
Okay, somebody, Jonathan just said that link works, so good. Okay. But Julianne says, just don't outbid me on the suit. I got outbid on 2 things in the last hour, so.
So this was our first time using 32 auctions, but I must just say, if anyone of our participants ever needs to do a charity auction, I think we would highly recommend the site. It's worked very well. It's basically free with some add-ons. We've paid for just a few add-ons. And so for, you know, they're going to collect a fee on what we do sell. They do provide the ability for us to extend the time of the auction, because if we were watching and we see a lot of furious bidding, we can say, oh, we're not going to end it at 6:30. We're going to let it go for 5 more minutes. We pretty much decided not to do that. I mean, just we're very, very grateful for the bidding. We don't want to mess with people by them thinking, okay, I got in at 6:29. Oh my gosh, and now someone's bidding at 6:32. So thank you for bidding. We're not going to mess with you. We're not going to change the time. We will need to, for people that win bids, we'll be communicating with you directly on how to pick up your items.
Steve, Teresa wants to know, she's one of the people out of state and wondering if we ship. I think we can say yes to that if it's not heavy, or otherwise it becomes prohibitive.
Yeah, and so depending on the item, we have some very light items like certificates for, packages and whatnot. We have some very, very heavy items. And so basically, as was stated on the auction site, we're going to ask you, if we need to ship it to you, we're going to ask you to cover the shipping costs. And
It's heavy.
no, no matter what it is, if we ship a pound, it's going to cost us $15.
Well, I've been shipping license plates on my dime, so
Okay, well,
I
good.
think we can make some exceptions.
Okay.
I don't know if we should have a weight cutoff or not. Like the suit, I mean, the suit wouldn't be a huge, like, if we send it package instead of first
Yeah.
class.
Sure.
Okay, so,
Thank you for that. Thank you for reminding me. We want to be as fair as possible.
This is Ryan. I'm in Santa Fe and we have the bed and breakfast. If you want to leave any of the items here for people to pick up that want them in northern New Mexico, I'm happy to do that.
oh, thank you, Ryan.
That's
We
great.
will-
We're actually going to, we do have a little mini subcommittee meeting on Monday down in Albuquerque. And so there will be pickup most likely available Monday early afternoon. We'll need to confirm that, but we will be in touch with all the winning bidders. We had 43 items,
Yeah,
10 of
because
which, I'm sorry.
Mhm. I was going to say, some of which haven't been delivered to Albuquerque. They're still spread out. There's one in Bosque Farms, there's one in Tijeras, that sort of thing. So we'll be communicating with the donors and the winners both to find a centralized location depending on where you are as the winner.
So, 10 of our 43 items were license plates, and we were, really pleasantly surprised that they sold for the buy now price. So we've raised $500 just from selling those license plates, which were given to us. And we'll be looking into the availability of additional plates. There is a fee with motor vehicle to make it your actual plate, but some people are just purchasing them, I think, as a memento. But those plates are available directly from motor vehicle as well.
Mhm.
Mr. Vice President, would you like to join us and share your actual live picture for a second so people can get to see you? I'm
here, but I have some very, very intense light behind me because of the sunset.
Okay.
So
All the
it's
better.
difficult to actually see me. We actually have sun down here.
Well, we
But
want
I really want to thank everybody for attending today. I've been in the background trying to keep things running smoothly, turning people's videos on and off and audios on and off, and moving people from the panelist section out to the attendance section, but it's been a lot of fun.
That's great. Well-
Thank you, Bob. Being in the background has its rewards, but also people don't know that you're back there pulling all those the puppet strings behind the screen. So I'm glad we can.
Yeah, the first couple were kind of challenging, but as we probably got past the panelist, things probably appeared a little bit smoother.
Well, and I do think it is kind of remarkable that we maintain the attention span of so many people from beginning to end. I think that's something we need to be proud of, primarily from the quality of our speakers.
I
And so
agree.
I did see a question about someone looking at getting started up in Santa Fe. So there is a smaller local group called the Sangre de Cristo Beekeepers. And so that would be a website you could look into. And in terms of bee suppliers in New Mexico, I don't know if you mean bee equipment or actual bees, but if you send a request or an email to info@nmbeekeepers.org, we can try to get you a list of the folks that are available without necessarily making a hard recommendation about which ones to choose, because many of the bees that they come into New Mexico from California, whereas some of our smaller bee suppliers do provide local stock. And as you heard today, that could have a big impact on the success of your apiary. So what do you think? Are we done?
I think so, because the attendees are really dropping off.
Well, our schedule says that we're ending at 4:45, so we're 2 minutes over the schedule ending.
That's
so.
not bad. That's not bad. All right, thanks, everybody. Thanks for your support. You know, your $30 is going toward a year-long membership, and so you will be coming to whatever we decide to have for a summer conference, and we really appreciate the support.
I thank you all too. Amazing day.
Bye-bye.